Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another winter camping video. Things are going really good here in southern Colorado, but the snow's been a little bit off. Usually by this time of year we've got maybe a foot or so on the ground with a couple of different snowstorms hitting camp, but we've basically just been dealing with really cold temperatures at night and then during the daytime as well with -10, -5 degree wind chill throughout the day. And then we have that snowstorm coming up that's going to be insane this weekend. So I'm really pleased though with how the Bighorn 3 is holding up. I mean, this is what, the 10th year that I've had it out for the winter season, and even with all the damage to it, it's still doing great. It's been great having friends visit camp. This is Larry with Work Less, Enjoy Life More, because it really helps with the socialization with Meadow. And then each morning I pretty much set aside about an hour just to play fetch with her in the tent, and she just loves it. I mean, of course she could go all day, but after about an hour I'm like, okay, we got to stop. The human has things to do. All right, Larry's heading out. He's heading back to Arizona because he's going to that truck camping meetup in Quartzsite, and then might jam back up here later on in this winter, do some winter camping. He wants to make a few tweaks to his truck with the diesel heater and all that stuff, and do a little bit more on the insulation. So it's good hanging out, man.
Yeah. Thanks for the invite coming out. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had a good time as well.
Yeah.
Fun little intro to winter camping. I feel we'll be doing this a lot more in the future.
Yeah, I'm really glad that I did this with other people around because, man, I had obviously some issues with my batteries and heater and all that stuff. So I'm glad it worked out. Now I know what to work on for
Yeah.
I get back out here again.
It definitely is another level when it gets down to like -10 at night,
Yeah.
And that woke up, she said it was -7 on her temperature gauge.
Really?
Yeah, this morning.
Yeah, that feels like said it was -11 when I got up on my phone, but
Yeah.
I stay warm with my little cubic mini in there all night. It was kind of a
That thing is so dope, man. Your videos are going off too.
right.
Your second, that one you posted yesterday is going off.
Yeah. It's still really good.
Good deal.
But I think it's time to head to warmer weather and get things sorted out before I head back up.
Well, I'll be up here until March.
Okay.
So if you want to come back up,
I probably will.
yeah, let me know.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll be bouncing around this area. I also want to try some other spots over on the west side of the valley over here.
Okay.
Some new spots.
Cool.
So I'll keep you informed about where I'm at.
Awesome.
All right,
Sounds
man.
good.
Drive safe.
All right. Let's see you.
See you, man. All right, what's up everybody? It's Thursday morning and we got the storm coming tomorrow. So temperatures are supposed to get in the evening time down to -15 Fahrenheit. That's -26 Celsius. It's pretty cold. I've got all my wood stacked around my stove here. So I got my hardwoods over here with the hickory. Got some hickory and pine as well right there. And then just pine over on this side. And that's perfectly safe if you have wood stacked up around your stove. Just don't have it go higher than the bottom of your stove box. Reason being is that's where the heat really can start to get up. But the heat doesn't go down because remember from physics class, heat always goes up. So you're okay if you have wood around the side like this, but just don't get it too close to the stove. That way you don't have to worry about it. And then I do need to clean my stovepipe though, because I'm getting a little bit backdraft and it's been like a week since I've cleaned it and I've been kind of lazy about it. So we're going to use the creosote remover. That's what I've got right here. All right, so the directions here with the creosote remover: apply 1 scoop of creosote remover with the 1 ounce scoop provider to a hot bed of coals. I've been using this stuff for years. It's really good. It looks like sand. And then when you throw it on there, what it does is all the stuff that's gummed up inside the stovepipe, which is mainly on the pieces that are outside of the fire jack or the stove jack here, because it's a lot colder. So therefore, when the creosote goes up in there, it really gels and sticks to the side of the stovepipe. So what the creosote remover does is it makes it like a real flaky material, so you can flake it off. So we're gonna get that ready. Also clean out the stove box. It's pretty much already cleaned out. I mean, I don't have very much in there because I cleaned it yesterday. But just get everything prepped, and then tomorrow will be a supply run day before the storm gets here. And then the storm will be here Friday night, and I think it's supposed to show up by like 8 p.m. Temperatures Friday night aren't gonna be that bad. It's like 12 degrees Fahrenheit. But going into Saturday, Sunday, and then like Monday, the high temperature on Monday is 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's pretty cold. And I think it's -15 that night as well. So it's gonna be chilly, but I love these sort of conditions, and I think it's gonna be great. Here's what the creosote remover looks like. It kind of just looks like sand, but it's got like these little particles in it. So you can see what it is. And so all you do is open your stove box, got your coals right there, and just take this and kind of sprinkle it around all over everything, and then shut your stove box and make sure your airflow is 100% open. That way those coals can really burn and get that material up into the stovepipe. to take care of the creosote. So that's what I do to help keep that down, and also before I clean the stovepipe, because it just makes it easier to get all that stuff out, and it makes it simple. I know, Meadow. What are you doing, sweetie? Ooh, I got the tiniest piece of the planet off that pumpkin. Take this piece. Oh, look at this girl. This piece of one right here. This all you want it? Oh, you got it. Alright, I want to show you guys something here. I made probably the most ghetto air intake on the planet. This is actually tinfoil with a, it's a toilet paper roll, 2 of them down here, wrapped in tinfoil and then covered in duct tape. And so what I do is when I'm using the diesel heater at night, you know, I've obviously got this, the hot air duct going in there, and then this will actually go into the tent as well because it's about the same distance as the hot air duct. And so it's pulling in much warmer air, which creates a drastically lower fuel consumption of the diesel throughout the evening. So I tried it last night and worked really good. So I was pleased with that. I woke up this morning about 6 a.m. and the fire was out, and the firebox was completely cold because the fan had stopped moving, the eco fan. And so Meadow was in the sleeping bag with me, and we just slept comfy because we were super warm, so we didn't even turn the heat on last night. I imagine the stove probably went out maybe an hour or two before I woke up, because, you know, for me to get up and have it be completely cold all the way around, that's a long time without having a heat source in there. The only drawback here I want to show you is that, you know, the diesel exhaust here for the exhaust port, this kicks out a lot of condensation. And if you look here on the walls of my vestibule, most of this is melted off. You can see a lot of the water on the ground, but it creates like a whole covered area here where the entire wall has ice on it. And so when I want to move camp, you know, that evening before, which I'm going to move camp first part next week, I'll have to make sure that I don't run the diesel heater, or maybe just pack it on the vestibule and take it away from the tent. And then I can, you know, put it out in the sun and have it all melt away. Because it's not really that big of a deal if I pack it up if it's wet, because I'm going to another site, but it'd just be nice to not have a bunch of ice. Anyway, just wanted to show you what I did here with the diesel heater. It's working really good, really pleased with it. And only ran it on setting 2 last night. It goes all the way up to 10, which is 10's really hot. So it's working great. Alright, looks like we got some gummed up stovepipe sections here. I'll show you this one. This is where the damper is on the stovepipe. This is the closest one to the stove. That's the first piece that you put on there on the inset. And look how on the interior you can kind of see how all that stuff, you can see where the line is, where it starts to gunk up. What happens is that eventually will build up enough to where it can almost completely block your stovepipe. And if we look at this one here, let me take a couple of these apart real quick and I'll show you kind of how much is in here. So like this right here, look at that. So you really got to make sure, especially before a cold storm comes, when you run your stove a bunch, you got to clean this out, because look at that. That's probably at least an inch in diameter that has been reduced. It's got about a half inch, maybe a quarter inch on either side, to where that stove, you know, to where the air can't come through here. So what'll happen is number one, your stove will burn really slow because it doesn't have the right airflow flowing through it, and then also it'll backdraft you, which that's dangerous. You don't want to have that at all. So always clean your stovepipe before a storm comes in. So that's what we're going to do now. Knock this out and be good for the rest of the day. So that's what it looks like after you clean it. So that's good shape right there. So just the rest of the 4 sections and we'll be in good shape. Yeah, this is really gummed up in here. It's really starting to get bad. If you let that go, that can be fatal. You know, because you get that backdraft into your tent, especially at night when you're sleeping. And if enough of it backdrafts, you won't wake up. Look at all that creosote. It's over half of the bucket there filled with it. That was in the stovepipe, and that's what impedes your airflow. So you always got to make sure you stay on top of cleaning your stove. Hey, one thing I want to mention about the creosote is that it's always really hot, and when you throw it into a fire pit like this, you'll notice you'll see little plumes of smoke coming out and stuff like that. That's because it's still very hot, and also kind of like an ember, if you will, or a coal that still has some burning properties to it. So you got to watch out for this. You can't just dump it and leave it. You dump it and make sure that it all goes out first before you take off, because essentially what this could do is this could get a campfire ring that has wood in it. It could get it reignited and start a forest fire. You don't want that. All right, everybody, that's it for today. I got a bunch of water to purify, but that's boring to check out, so I'm not gonna make you watch that footage. So Meadow's over here sleeping. She's chilling out. So I'm going to use this opportunity to fill up our water containers. That way we'll be set going into the entire weekend. Don't have to worry about water at all. And we can just enjoy the storm, just film like crazy, and go from there. So thanks for tuning in. Hey, thank you also too for all the new subscribers. We're like 20 subscribers away from 1,000 new subs this week. So really appreciate everybody tuning in and coming back to the channel and just making the views go up and stuff like that. So just wanted to say thank you. And I hope you all have a great Thursday, and we'll see you in tomorrow's video.